Watching that little progress bar go. See what happens. All right. We are live. Welcome everyone to this special called Horse Creek Academy board meeting on Monday, June 8th, 2026. We're going to get right into business, but first we're going to do the roll call. Since we are on video and audio, please audibly indicate that you're here so that we can have a record of that. So I am Jared Chambliss, board chair, and I am here. Miss Audrey Decker is not here. Miss Amber Davis is not present. Miss Ashley Pitts.
Present.
Mr. Sam Grimes.
Present.
Ms. Dana Cook.
Present.
Mr. Michael McGee.
Present.
Mr. Josh Boland.
Here.
And Miss Sam Richards.
Present.
All right. Thank you all. We have one item to discuss as far as a facilities issue with the well repair and or replacement. So I will hand it off to Dr. Taylor and Ms. Penbose for y'all to tag team this item as necessary.
That's great. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet tonight. It's not something that we could wait on based on the summer conditions and the fact that our fields need to be watered. So basically, some months ago, we had some damage, and I'll let Sandy explain the exact damage that happened to the well. And so as soon as we realized that the well had been damaged, obviously, we got folks out to look at the well and determined that it needed to be replaced, which is really unfortunate. Good news is the original well driller gave us a considerable discount based on the fact that he had to come out again to work on the well. And if you notice in the OneDrive, I put a document for you in there for tonight's meeting that outlines the significant discount, almost 50% discount for us. And so because of those issues and the fact that it's summer and we need water out there, both for the greenhouse and mostly for the fields, we wanted to jump on a call to see about permissions. The other good piece of good news is this does not come out of general fund. This comes out of our R&R fund, so you're not going to see a hit in the budget for this. But I want to have Sandy on the line to talk a little bit about what exactly happened to the well so that you can better understand why it needs to be replaced.
Yes. So from my understanding, back when we had some freezing conditions, we have this mechanism on our well called a transducer. And that's something that communicates with the motor, telling it to turn on and off. Well, apparently that transducer froze itself, no longer communicating with the motor, causing the motor to overheat, continuously run. And it ultimately melted the casing that the well is in, causing all of the problems that we've had over the last couple of months with irrigation and in our greenhouse. So after investigating numerous different options and having the well drillers back out to investigate even further, they determined, and even second opinions determined, that a new well had to be drilled. But we are fortunate that this previous well driller, they're willing to partner with us. They're offering us the significant discount. We will, of course, have their logo posted up. We're definitely going to be grateful for their partnership with the school.
Yep. So in your OneDrive is the document that outlines the total cost, which is, again, if you see, there's a $20,000 discount.
So based on, I'm going to ask kind of a procedural question, based on the size and scope of this thing, did we have to follow our normal RFP process?
We actually didn't have to follow the RFP process because it was under the 25,000, but we did have to get several quotes, and that we did. And so this is the quote we're bringing to you based on the significant discount and the fact that this was our original well driller.
Fantastic. Just wanted to make sure, given where the size was, I didn't remember what
Sure.
that cutoff was, and happy
Sure.
happy that that's the answer.
Yeah,
The least
yeah.
administration possible.
Yep.
I did have one other question. So
Sure.
what is the process, or what is the safeguard that we need to take, or that the well drillers are telling us we need to take, so that we don't have, this well's transducer freeze over again and cause the same problem? Is there something we could have done differently or need to watch out for as far as maintenance going forward, so that 2 years from now we're not, drilling another $50,000 well with a $20,000 discount?
Right, right. Sandy, did they indicate that to you when you spoke?
Going forward, we will actually likely be investing in an annual maintenance plan, and that would likely happen prior to more winter conditions.
Fantastic. That's a good answer. I like that answer. All right, board, do the rest of y'all have questions about this? Any questions that we need to address before we get into the actual voting item?
What's the warranty on this current, this new well? So if we do, obviously vote to have it done, and what would the warranty be like on the new one?
I actually do not know the timeline, but that is information that I can get for y'all.
Okay.
And I don't, Josh, see any warranty information on the actual invoice.
Yeah, that's what I was thumbing through the invoice. I didn't see anything on there. Man, maybe something that, obviously with something that's this expensive, if it's an extra $500,000, $750,000, whatever else, might want to look into getting something like that, because if it gets struck by lightning or freezes or something does happen to it, we don't want to be in the same situation if we can have them cover it.
Right. We have a pretty standard insurance policy. What I've found though through the years is that there's a significant payout or deductible for our insurance, which is pretty typical, I guess, for a school this size and the buildings that we have. So something like this wouldn't even be worth putting towards insurance. And if you remember back when we had significant wind damage and other issues with our roof, even the roof, wasn't covered fully. So I think that's something that we would have to investigate with the company, right, Sandy?
Yes, absolutely. And I think going into this with their partnership with our school, I think that we're going to have a continued relationship with this company, that they're very willing to come and answer calls and help us when needed.
And this well is primarily for the athletics fields in the greenhouse, you said?
Yes.
That's pretty much what we use it for now. And the reason why I wanted to call this meeting rather than wait till the end of the month is if we were going to be in a drought, doesn't look like it the next week, you just never know. We could have damage to our fields if we didn't get on this pretty quick.
I have a question. It says on the estimate, quality and quantity of water are not guaranteed. I mean, I guess the existing well that we have is only the motor that's not, I'm assuming, pumping the water, but there was water down there, right? Like that's not like I guess I don't understand a well, because I don't.
So
Yeah.
typically, from my understanding and experience, when you have any kind of well issue, I had a friend of mine who just had to replace theirs. The process of replacing the well in place is almost identical to just drilling a brand new well, from all the parts and labor involved. And so I would assume that the thought is, hey, let's move it over slightly to a brand new spot, and we can not have to pull up all the junk that's down there.
Okay, so like it shouldn't be an issue. They're drilling in the same like
General vicinity, I'd assume.
Yes.
water is fine and stuff like that. Okay.
Yes, it's going to be about 10 feet over from its current location, and they're going to try to actually reuse the brand new motor that was just installed, reuse any parts that they can to lessen the cost. So it could potentially be less than what's actually on the invoice. But what happened is the casing for the well itself has actually
Ugh.
caved in, so you can no longer use that spot.
Oh.
And what indicated the issue, we had some issues with things not being turned on or turned off because the sensors weren't talking to each other. And then we've also had some significant issues with basically dirt, iron, and other elements inside the water in the greenhouse. And so we noticed that some of his plants weren't producing in the ways that we anticipated. And so both of those indications even eluded us to understand that there was an issue with the well.
Mm,
Gotcha.
okay.
All right, y'all. So we're going to move on to voting on this one. I make a motion that we approve the purchase of the well repair replacement services as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Cook. Any further discussion on that one? All right, all in favor of doing so, please raise your hand or indicate via voice.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thanks, y'all. That was unanimous, Ms. Pitts, just for your awareness for when you have to put the minutes together. All right, based on that, I make a motion that we adjourn this public meeting. Who seconds it?
Second.
Josh got to it this time. All in favor of adjourning, please raise your hand or indicate via voice.
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sandy.
See
Thank you,
y'all
guys.
later.
Aye.